under the gun. Wake up, it's the first of the month. Hope in my pocket, smoke in my lungs. Free all the leaves, run to the preacher, tell him the victory's already won. Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun. Scratching and surviving, stretching and remixing. They thought all this game was free, I made them pay attention. I can't seem to get away, get away, get away. Land let her free.
Moving low key and dodging the fence. Scars on my heart, but the gold's in my head. From the Bay to LA, I'm carrying the weight. They love you, they hate you, that's how they gon' play. 1600 where the powers of flex. Writing my story, no edits, no stress. Been on the block, all I know is the snakes. They plotting on my moves and they raising the stakes. Hopes in my vein, but the system's a maze. Every step that I take and it feels like a haze. Stretching my blessing, trying to dub, but my win. Lost some homies in the game, now I'm praying for them. They taxing my soul, but I'ma keep it real. Sign my name on the dotted line, blood on the deal. From the block to the White House, dodging all these traps. Got my city on my back, put my pain in the rap. Now I'm back on the grind and I'm running up the score. They thought I fall off, now I'm kicking down the door. Got the money in the pocket and the smoke in the air. Every move that I make them stop and stare. 1600 where the power resides. Speaking my truth, let it light up the sky. Free my dog, let the preacher say grace. Every scar on my soul is a story to trace.
Wake up, it's the first of the month. Hope in my pocket, smoke in my lungs. Free all the leaves, run to the preacher, tell him the victory's already won. Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun. Scratching and surviving, stretching and remixing. They thought all this game was free, I made them pay attention. I can't seem to get away, get away, get away. Land better free.
Move through the dark where the power's concealed. Every promise they make is part of the deal. Got hope on the chest and the weight on my back. In the land of the free and the chains on my back. They watching my steps, trying to box my glow. I'm dodging these snakes, keep my eyes on the goal. 1600 where the truth gets blurred. I'm speaking my pain, every bar, every word. From the town to the Ave, I'm repping my roots. Turn my losses into lessons, now I'm flipping that truth. Preacher said it's done, but the war's still alive. I'm the king of my faith, watch you thrive and survive. I'm walking through the fire where the vipers hide. Tearing up the stage where the truth don't hide. Hope in the grip and the system's device. Making all these moves, yeah, roll like a dice. Now I'm stretching my vision, trying to break through the lies. See the pain in the city, hear the streets when it cry. Texting my dream, trying to dim my light. But my heart's on the mission, let it burn all night. From the block to the Ave, and the voice of the lost. Pay the price for my freedom, never counting that cost. Preacher said that we won, but the battle's my own. The land of the snakes, I'm building my throne.
Wake up, it's the first of the month. Hope in my pocket, smoke in my lungs. Free all the leaves, run to the preacher, tell him the victory's already won. Call the collector, scramble my funds. One nation under the gun. Scratching and surviving, stretching and remixing. They thought all this game was free, I made them pay attention. I can't seem to get away.
Welcome. All right, we don't got all morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do what we came to do. Get up out of here before they do what they do. You know what I'm saying? Yes. My main account is still down. Somebody has to do the work. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show.
It's deja vu when I'm running up these racks. I'm like the Terminator screaming, I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take out the trash. I'm on top of my game, head of the class. You can tell that I made it, look at my grass. Cars in the garage, a case full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room, screaming how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you get your famous. The algorithm turned me to a maniac. I guess we going viral cause my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my splash sheet. Benjamin Franklin is my last key. And if they use my ex, that mean they left me. They don't give me pause if they test me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence and I'm conceited. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple of days. That shit was radical. It was horrible. I'm like, Zeus has gone way off the rails.
Give me a break.
It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's like deja vu. It's deja vu when I'm.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. I'm your host, I'm your pilot, and you know exactly why we are gathered here. We have to do the work that it takes, and we actually have to continue to do the work that it takes to save this great country of ours. From you know who, this guy right now, who's in Davos right now, literally embarrassing the entire country. I mean, you can go look at it right now. I know. I tried to see if he would stop talking, but he clearly is taking his medicine. All right, and so they're just letting him go until it wears off. But he's up there spewing a bunch of nasty things. And so what we'll do is we'll address some of them, not all of them, in the time we give him, because let's just be honest, the man lies so much, you really can't keep track, right, VIP? That crumpy Bruce, yeah. So before I get into the content, let's talk about who I am. Let's take care of some very important housekeeping items. For those of you, this might be your very first time tuning in, listening to someone like myself, one of the most amazing people you probably ever ran across on social media. Well, who are you? Well, that's a great question. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H, ladies and gentlemen? It was quite simple. The first H, it's because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is because I'm humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. Listen, if I get it wrong, I'll be the first to apologize. But here's the thing. Just because your feelings are hurt, it does not mean that I owe you an apology. 9 times out of 10, it means you need to sit your special behind down and do what? Listen to this special broadcast. And then the last and the most important H of them all, honestly, it is truly because I am and will always remain, you've guessed it, the most handsome. Thank you. Eugene, no. Thank you. All of that's for me, Eugene, knock it off. Thank you. Now, like I said, what we do is spectacular. It's incredible. It's sensational. It's diabolical in a way. It's magical, actually. We know how to hold the mirror up to these Trump voters, and we try to get them to at least acknowledge their hypocrisy, because that's really what this is in. And the deeper we get into this mess with Donald Trump, the more the truth comes out, ladies and gentlemen. And it comes from some of the most strangest of places. And so if you're a person that seeks the truth, then you appreciate shows like this, because what we do, and it's a dirty job. It really is a dirty job, right? What we do, though, is we allow MAGA to basically expose who they really are, and then we judge them, all right? So, yes, if you're Trump, do I have any Trump voters out there? Because I like to give you all a heads up. Lately, they've been on me, and you got to make a decision, right? Do you change up the flow and try to make it work a little bit better, or do you acquiesce, so to speak? And I said, well, we can't get on social media and start lying to MAGA. We just can't do it. So we're going to keep telling the truth. And so what I love to do is say, listen, if there's Trump voters in the audience this morning, right? Do me a favor and just leave the platform, right? Leave right now. You can go hang out with some of these fake TikTok hosts, because they will lie to you. You know what they'll do? They'll lie to you and they'll say, all right, now come on back. After they take your money, they'll say, now come on back tomorrow. There's more where that came from, right? You go ahead and do that with them. But over here, we don't need you to get over here and start doing all that nasty stuff. They like to report Big Zeus and all these other things. Don't do that. Just leave. Go on about your miserable day, your miserable morning, all right? Because I promise you, I guarantee, I'm 100%, I'm 110% successful. I'll make you upset. I have a special recipe. I know how to make you upset, and all I do is repeat back what your dear leader says to you, right? And so if you don't want me to ruin your morning, leave right now, because it's going to get very, very uncomfortable in here. I promise you it will, but get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
Not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave. If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now. Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, so let's do a quick check-in, and let's listen to what the demented one is saying. All right, all right, ladies and gentlemen, because I gotta see if he's still rambling and ranting and raving about a bunch of nonsense. I just wanted to see if I could get that and check in with him before I get into some of my content, because it's really disturbing. It's really disgusting what he is doing on a world stage, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what they got going. Oh,
Thank you.
Oh, they finally made him zip it. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Good. So I'm not. Thank God. So he's finally done. Thank God. So what we will do is I want to talk about a little bit. First of all, I guess there's information out there about what we missed yesterday. Yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, there's some headline. These are 5 stories from the last 24 hours. You know, Isaac Saul, you can go look it up on X. These are the 5 stories. Minnesota police chief says ICE has been unconstitutionally stopping and pulling pew-pews on its own off-duty officers who are brown and black. Have you all heard about this? All right. So this is the distraction, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't heard of it, I'll go ahead and give you a snippet of it. All right. This is the. All right. So Minnesota police officers who are American citizens, they're saying black and brown officers are being targeted by ICE.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mark Ruley, Police Chief of City of Brooklyn Park. Behind me, chiefs that are here in support of a very short but very important message that we want to share with you. What you won't hear from any of us today is rhetoric of abolish ICE or that there shouldn't be immigration enforcement. The truth is, immigration enforcement is necessary for our national security and for local security. But how it's done is extremely important. In fact, we have a long history of working exceptionally well with our federal partners, including ICE agents, and we have seen the best of them perform their job extremely well in the past. With that said, recently, as the last 2 weeks, we, as law enforcement community, have been receiving endless complaints about civil rights violations in our streets from U.S. citizens. What we're hearing is they're being stopped in traffic stops or on the street with no cause and being forced to demand paperwork to determine if they are here legally.
Wow.
As this went on over the past 2 weeks, we started hearing from our police officers the same complaints as they fell victim to this while off duty. Every one of these individuals is a person of color who has had this happen to them. In Brooklyn Park, one particular officer that shared her story with me was stopped as she passed ICE going down the roadway. When they boxed her in, they demanded her paperwork, of which she's a U.S. citizen and clearly would not have any paperwork. When she became concerned about the rhetoric and the way she was being treated, she pulled out her phone. In an attempt to record the incident, the phone was knocked out of her hands, preventing her from recording it. The officer had their guns drawn during this interaction. And after the officer became so concerned, they were forced to identify themselves as a Brooklyn Park police officer in hopes of slowing the incident and de-escalating the incident down. The agents then immediately left after hearing this, making no other comments, no other apologies, just got in their vehicles and left. I wish I could tell you that this was an isolated incident. In fact, many of the chiefs standing behind me have similar incidents with their off-duty officers. This isn't just important because it happened to off-duty police officers, but what it did do is we know that our officers know what the Constitution is, they know what right and wrong is, and they know when people are being targeted, and that's what they were. If it is happening to our officers, it pains me to think of how many of our community members are falling victim to this every day. It has to stop.
It has to stop. All right, so injustice. It does have to stop. But once again, it's a reminder that Big Zeus and a bunch of us have been right all along about the Trump administration. A bunch of racist, sick, evil people who get off abusing power. You know, this is what I say. They're really, to me, criminals with badges. Someone goes, what's a, you know, you call them people that work for the mustache man. What do you call those people? I said, they're just criminals with badges. Yeah. When you look at MAGA and you want to know what the pillars are that support MAGA, because some people don't like you to say it, but I'll say it. Misogyny, racism, right? Those are the pillars that support MAGA. Then you move a little to the right, you get into sedition, right? You get into treason and stuff. You saw what they did on January 6th. Remember that guy I had up here yesterday? As soon as I got into the sedition territory, he got super triggered. And then you keep going further and further to the right, you end up where Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump dwelled, because Donald Trump is still here. Yeah, that's MAGA, ladies and gentlemen, all in a nutshell. And so make no mistake, and it's sad because, it's one thing when you have law enforcement saying, we got a tough city, we got people in the city doing bad things, but it's another thing when you have law enforcement saying, not only do we have to fight crime, within the city, but we also have to fight ICE. Look at what you've done to America, MAGA. You've literally destroyed everything we had going on in terms of trying to make us live up to our promises. And now, the country's going backwards faster than you can think, right? And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, let's start it off with warming up the lake of fire because, again, I don't really need MAGA to explain any of this. We see it for ourselves. All we want you to do is own it. Own the fact that you are these things we've been saying you are. And until you do, in the meantime and in between time, do us a favor and go straight to
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right. Now, another story that came out yesterday, it says the Social Security Administration referred 2 DOGE employees for Hatch Act violations after discovering contacts with the political group seeking Social Security data to overturn election results. Did you all hear about this stuff? It's amazing that Donald Trump is spending so much time on the news trying to distract us from all this breaking news. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this guy, Donald J. Trump, his administration, this guy's administration, ladies and gentlemen, has quietly admitted that members of Elon Musk's Doge team inappropriately accessed and agreed to share private Social Security data with the political group. Can you all say election interference out there? Here you go, here they go. Don't do it, no. I can say that, yeah. I can say that, all right. Election interference, yeah. At least 2 employees of the failed federal cost-cutting department who were assigned to the Social Security Administration agreed to pass on sensitive information to an unnamed political advocacy group in March 2025 without the Social Security Administration's knowledge or approval, according to court documents. The group had requested that DOGE employees analyze data from state voter rolls as part of a broader effort to, quote, overturn election results in certain states. So now, what do we call that? It's so, the person that runs around, they say the squeaky wheel gets the oil, right? But it's just amazing to me. The most loudest person on the planet crying about what happened in 2020, right? He calls it fraud. He's been radio silent about this. Think about this, MAGA. Why hasn't your dear leader spoken a word about this? Because if the shoe was on the other foot, we know he would be crying and saying, oh yeah, there's definitely something you got to look into. Yesterday a reporter actually played into it. Now that you got Maduro, this is what one of them said. Are you going to have a one-on-one meeting with him and try to find out what Venezuela did in the 2020 election? Because, the Smartmatic and stuff like that. All because, it was Venezuelan equipment and stuff. So are you going to talk to him? And you know what Donald Trump said? Nope. He's not even going to look into that. And that's another right-wing conspiracy. It might not be a conspiracy now that I think about it, because I initially thought Epstein was a conspiracy, but maybe we should look into that, right? Because we all know this 2024 election results, I can't say it on TikTok, right? I got to keep it clean, but do we really trust the results of the 2024 election, ladies and gentlemen? Let's just be honest with this information that just came out. Does anyone really believe? Because I can't say it. I can do this, right? Because if I say it, they're going to do something. But I can say, there you go. Thank you. Wow. W to the chat. Thank you. Renee, you do? Oh, Renee. Do I know you, Renee? Renee, wow. Hold on. Wow. Do I know you, Renee? Because I don't know if I ministered to you. Okay. Okay. So, Renee, you got it wrong. All right. So, you got it wrong, Renee. All right. And so, for Renee, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and do it together. Let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire. You can't have this much evidence of dirty, disgusting, filthy teeth. I mean, we're talking, this is in a court documents, Hatch Act violation. Can you say Hatch Act violation, Renee, 3 times in a row? All right, because that's what's really going on here, and none of us buy what Donald Trump is selling except you. Ladies and gentlemen, you know what to do.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, I can't take you serious, right? Because you told me a story once and it'll never leave me. Remember your first day of going to community college, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom, remember that? And you said you couldn't do more than just 10 minutes in the classroom because the teacher lied. Remember that, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom? And I asked you, I said, what did the teacher lie about? And this is what he said, ladies and gentlemen. He said, the teacher said to him, "You are here to learn." And Tiny Tank Top Tim got up and left immediately. He said, the teacher's a liar. And I said, wow. Because that's what you do when you go to school. Did you know that? The professor, yeah, that's what you do. You go to college to learn, and you actually thought that they were lying. So no, Tiny Tank Top Tim, I can't take you serious. Who does that? That's them doing you. They just threw a bunch of tomatoes at you, bro. All right, secondly, listen up. The next thing is Canada struck a historic trade deal with China, declaring, nope, can't do that. Hold on. Declaring them more predictable than the United States. Then its PM warned of a rupture with the United States, and then the end of the rules-based international order. And so now that we have it out there, ladies and gentlemen, that Donald Trump is pushing all of our allies right into the hands of China, it just goes to show you that he clearly doesn't understand what America first is. All right. The economy is in the crapper. I mean, if you look at it, how many people are out here doing better under Donald Trump? Please identify yourselves. If you're doing better financially under Donald Trump, please identify yourselves in the comment section. I really want to know. All right, because we know one thing: a lot of people aren't getting health coverage. No, you're not, Tiny Tank Top Tim Tom. If you did, you wouldn't be crying right now. Gregory Jones. Oh my God. Okay. How are you doing? How are you doing? Do you have any evidence to support the claim? Like, for instance, has your utility bill been cut in half? Do you have a screenshot of what your utility bill was last year? And then do you have what it was this year? And just let us see it. I promise you can't do it. If you could, show us your 401k. Show us your 401k. Show us what's in your bank account. Just don't, redact the information, but show us. And you can never do it. You can never do it. Because one thing we do know, you're all a bunch of liars. Oh, Maisha, your birthday is Friday. All right, well, we're gonna... So they don't have any proof. But what I do have is this, and I would love to hear MAGA justify this. And before I do, I'll ask: does anyone out there think Joe Biden and his family were committing crimes and profiting off of Biden's presidency? Does anyone believe that story to be true? Does anyone believe that Biden may have been implicated in influence peddling? Does anyone believe that? I just wanted to ask, does anybody... Okay, if your birthday is today, happy birthday as well. Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. W to the chat. There you go. Oh, there. I knew I had one. Renee says yes. DJ says absolutely. Okay. All right. Well, then I would love for those of you who do believe President Biden, and do you believe Hunter Biden was also involved in it as well? Because if so, guess what? I would love to hear your information. I would love to get your opinion on this story right now. All right. And so this is Russ Bootner, I guess. Investigative reporter of the New York Times has explained how Donald Trump and his family have profited off of the presidency in his second term. And so what we'll do is I just want
It's been clear that the president and his family have been profiting hugely during Mr. Trump's first year in office. But today, the New York Times editorial board published an estimate of just how much they've raked in over the past 12 months. By their counting, it's at least $1.4 billion. Now, that includes income from licensing Trump's name, overseas real estate projects, as well as hundreds millions of dollars from investments in cryptocurrencies, the money that Amazon paid Melania Trump, the family, for a documentary about Melania Trump. The New York Times investigative reporter Russ Buettner is here. It is staggering, a figure of nearly 1.4 billion. I mean, it's closer to 1.5 billion. It's incredible. Did it surprise you?
It's absolutely shocking. I think it's been shocking every month. I mean, I studied Donald Trump's finances, including obtaining his tax returns with some colleagues for over.
Is it acceptable for Donald Trump to be raking in $1.4 billion? Is that acceptable? Because if you say that this is acceptable, then guess what, DJ? You got to sit there and say Biden is 100% innocent.
20-year period, and this amount is really greater than the sum total of everything he made from his inheritance, from being on The Apprentice, and from all the licensing deals while he was on The Apprentice.
It's more than he ever made in his whole life.
I think it's those things were his big profit centers because his business performance was uneven. Right. So those three things that require really his golden days. This is more than that, all in 1 year.
And I mean, this is just the first year. It seems like there's no reason why. I mean, they're open for business.
They're open for business, and they've been expanding things on a regular basis, especially into cryptocurrencies. They recently just transformed their social media company into a Bitcoin repository company, which is a cryptocurrency, and now they're moving that into some sort of power generation company. But they are just rapidly trying to gather every sort of business that they can to monetize this truth.
You hear that, DJ? You hear that? He's not focused on delivering on any of the things he promised you. Gregory Jones, Renee, while y'all sitting in the audience right here cheering this stuff on, look at what you're doing. You're basically saying, bring hell and destruction upon me. Bring hell and destruction upon my family and my community because I don't have a brain of my own. I love worshiping Donald Trump. I love eating his Cheetos. I know he never... Imagine if Donald Trump would have campaigned. Imagine if Donald Trump would have campaigned and said, I'm running to be the president because I want to enrich myself, my family, and myself to the tune of over $1.4 billion. Imagine if that was his campaign. What I want to do, I'm running to be president so that I can acquire Canada and make it the 51st state, so that I can get Greenland, so that I can jack up the cost of electricity well over 15%. All right. Imagine if that was really his campaign. I am running to be the president so that I can lie to all of you about my relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. Would you have still voted for him? No. It is real because that's what he did. He hasn't delivered on any of these things that he promised. And while he hasn't, you all are satisfied because guess what? He makes you all feel like you're in your little safe space. He makes you all feel like you're in your little safe space with ICE running around here terrorizing American people. As long as you believe that you're safer, Renee, Gregory, DJ, he can do whatever he wants to you. And here's the truth. You're not even safer. All the numbers he's been giving you, they're all lies. You know, they go, Zeus, the border is closed. You know what, these folks, when they say that to me, I sit there and I go, okay, let's just really think about that, how silly that sounds. Thousands of miles of borders. And that's just the southern border. Then you got the northern border. And then you got the coastlines on both sides. You want me to believe that because Donald Trump sat his ignorant behind inside of the Oval Office, some sort of, doors all along the coast, all along the northern and the southern border, impenetrable defenses, and not a soul has been able to get through. Do you want me to believe that? What do I believe that? Or should I, or let me throw you another one. Do we think Donald Trump would be lying about the number of people crossing the border? Now that I think about it, do y'all think Donald Trump would lie to us about the number of people crossing the border? I gotta ask the chat. Do you think he would lie to us? Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I don't think, I honestly know in my heart he has not deported more people than Obama. I know that in my heart he hasn't deported more people than Joe Biden. And yet, the narrative is he secured the border. Well, that goes right in line with we're the hottest country. That goes right in line with we're the hottest country. The economy is booming, doing great. Right? It goes right in line with this. It's all a bunch of lies. All right? Oh, it goes right in line with, yeah, we'll release the Epstein files. We've already released them. Y'all are so gullible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and warm up the lake of fire once again. Join me in sending these hypocrites, these liars. These folks are some real, they believe this stuff. Hook, line, and sinker. All right, even to their own detriment. All right, join me in giving them another round of it. The booze and the shame.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, then let's go, ladies and gentlemen. Now this is. I gotta do this. All right, I gotta do this, ladies and gentlemen. I gotta do this because every now and then we have moments on this show where we gotta actually, we gotta help people see that there are some disgusting, vile people out here that truly need to be held accountable. Hold on. Yeah, it's another story. It's another story about folks out here who are being sick. But you know what? And it flies under the radar because most folks, they don't want to admit that these are the real problems going on in the United States of America. But over here, you know what we do? We admit that these are the real problems in the United States. Bear with me. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I thought I had, okay, let me see. Do I have them? Let me see. Hold on. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Okay, there you go. Sometimes I thought I had it queued up, but then again, I guess I didn't. Let's see. Oh my gosh. All right, let's go. All right, well, you know what we'll do? We'll get it going over here. This is a Protect the Children lawmaker gets 17 and a half years for sharing disgusting videos, and we'll send them straight to hell. But listen to this story, ladies and gentlemen, while I find this picture.
South Carolina lawmaker R.J. May will be spending the next 17 and a half years in federal prison. This after being sentenced today in a child sexual abuse material case. May pleaded guilty to multiple counts of distributing child sexual abuse material. News 19's Xavier Harris was inside that courtroom and shares what happened.
It was an emotional day inside the courtroom as former state representative R.J. May was sentenced. May entered the courtroom in shackles, and for the first time, we heard from him directly. He addressed the court admitting his guilt and acknowledging what he describes as an addiction. May also told the judge he was abused as a child by his mother, saying that trauma deeply affected his mental health and went untreated for years. His attorneys asked for leniency, pointing to his upbringing, his work as a state lawmaker, and child protection legislation he supported while in office. They also challenged the government's description of videos collected during a trip to Colombia, disputing claims of aggressive behavior. The defense argued that even after serving his sentence, May's life will never be the same. However, prosecutors told the judge the harm caused by these crimes does not end with incarceration. Prosecutors spoke to the media following his sentencing, where they quoted the judge and how she described the content of this case.
I think the message that Judge Curry sent today is that if you abuse children in our state, you'll go to prison in our state. R.J. May exploited and abused the most vulnerable among us, toddlers, infants, children who are too young to protect themselves, too young to recognize harm when it's being done to them. And every time he received those videos, rather than reporting them or lifting a finger to help them, he sent them on to other child pornographers. Judge Curry put him in prison for 210 months. He's earned that term. He will not be treated any better or any worse because of who he is. But it doesn't matter what station you are in life. If you hurt kids in our state, we will not spare any resource to prosecute your case.
The judge rejected the defense's request to disregard May's role as a public official, saying his position and his support of laws meant to protect children was a significant factor in sentencing. Now, May has about 14 days to appeal of this decision, and of course, if he does, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Reporting in Columbia, I'm Xavier Harris, News 19, WLTX.
There you go. So, now the reason that I shared that story, ladies and gentlemen, is quite simple. These are the real atrocities going on in America, ladies and gentlemen, that continue to get underreported while Donald Trump and his legion of demons are out here. Hold on, I got it, ladies and gentlemen. That continue to get underreported while Donald Trump and his legion of demons are out here. Hold on, I got his photo. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. There he is right there. Look like a typical Trump voter. Found him. Typical Trump voter. Doing unimaginable harm to our children. But yet, guess what they'll do? They'll continue to talk about people of color. Ilhan Omar. They'll talk about fraud in Minnesota, won't they? But you can't seem to find them holding themselves accountable for the atrocities that they're committing. And we have so many examples of this in our country where these folks out here try to shift the blame onto people who really, I believe there's bad. Listen, I know there's bad in every group that you find. I don't think there's one group that's perfect or not. But what I don't like to deal with is just the unlimited gaslighting, the lies, and it's so sick because we're not addressing the root causes. And what we're doing is we're giving people that are disgusting and really need to be dealt with. We're giving them in a way permission to be that way, and it shouldn't be that way. And so what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, because I'll wrap it up by basically hitting the nail on the head with another update. We're gonna send this RJ May demon who used and abused his position to hurt children, where he truly belonged, to 17 and a half years. It's not enough. It really isn't when you think about all the abuse. And the sad part is this: I know there's people who knew him that knew he was doing it for all these years, and they sat idly by and just didn't say anything. They didn't hold him accountable, and they called themselves Christians. Renee, you're not a Christian. You're a demon. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, now, this one's going to be a little on the sensitive side, but you know what? We're going to do it. All right. And this one, this is called White People Are the Problem. All right. All right. Paul for Equality has a message for you, MAGA. All right. And so I play these clips because MAGA, this is why MAGA is truly upset right now. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with us simply holding them accountable for being disgusting people. All right, listen to this.
For slaves to whip them and put salt in their wounds.
Hold on.
I'm going to say this to all of the white people as a white person. We are the problem with this country. We have been the problem since day one. Since we designed this country to benefit white people. Beating black people, lynching black people, tearing out the fetuses, using babies as alligator bait, paying Charleston to beat our slaves, to whip them and put salt in their wounds by the day, segregation, Jim Crow, the genocide of Native Americans, the Trail of Tears, Asians in internment camps because how dare an Asian come to America? We have to put them in camps because we have to make sure America stays white. Stealing the land from Mexico, stealing the land from the Native Americans, stealing black people on the Middle Passage. Most of you people don't even know what the hell it is or how many people died or about the bull sharks that follow the ships because you don't care about actual history.
Wow.
Oh, hey, let's just take Hawaii. Let's go steal it from King Kamehameha. Hey, while we're at it in this great Christian nation, we're going to say that, you know what? We're a Christian nation made in the image of God. But we're just going to design it to benefit white people. Yeah, a black person's only worth 3/5 of a person. They can't vote. They don't have rights. They're not even a citizen until 100-something years later. Women? Nah.
Women.
They just need to make us more white babies and fold our underwear and clean our socks and make us dinner and just serve the man. Wow. That's their job. Wow. We're not going to let them vote till the early 1900s, till the women's suffrage movement. Let's look at the Catholic Church. How many thousands of young men have abused and molested little boys? Oh, look, white people, white men. The Baptist Church. Decades they covered up sexual assault. White men. Gun violence. 98% are men. The vast majority men. White men. U.S. citizens. I know it's shocking. Not drag queens. Not gay people. Not transgenders. White men. Nothing to see here. January 6th. Whiny little children with micro penises. Mediocre white men didn't like the result of an election. And they felt so emboldened that they put a gallows up that they were going to hang the vice president of the United States. Wow. Beat officers. Wow. Crush their vertebrae. Wow. PTSD, brain damage, heart attacks. Hey, they're patriots. Yeah. Woohoo! But a black man has the audacity to kneel before the American flag. He's a son of a bitch. How dare him? May he burn in hell. But if you beat police officers, hey, you know what? No problem. The white man convicted felon child molester, he's going to pardon them because, you know, we're not racist at all. Every atrocity in this country has been white people.
Wow. You hear that?
We have to admit it, people. When you go into an alcoholic meeting, what's the first thing they do? Hi, my name is XYZ, and I'm an alcoholic. And white people aren't willing to have that conversation. Do you know why? Because they don't want their privilege to go away.
Oh, privilege.
Right now, my wife gets mad at me because I get frustrated. You know, and I am pissed off. Because people in Minneapolis right now are getting pulled over just because they don't look white. Or because they have an accent. The ICE agents are making fun of the woman that they murdered. Oh, your accent isn't like mine. Prove to me that you live here. Hey, you're not white. Prove to me that you live here. That you're a citizen. And if not, I'm going to handcuff you, drag you out of your car, and I'm going to put you in jail for 9 hours, and then I'm just going to release you with no due process. Nothing to see here, no paperwork.
Wow.
And in the last election, what happened? Right? 77 million people went to the voting booth and voted for the white man. The rapist, the pedophile, convicted felon, cheats on his wife, calls women fat piggy, looks at naked girls in locker rooms, causes an insurrection, steals from cancer charities, has dinner with white supremacists, very fine people on both sides to white supremacists. Hey, yeah, I'm not racist. Oh, no. I just want to demonize the who? The immigrants. Oh, yes, the brown people. That's right.
Wow.
So if you're a brown person and you've been here for 30 years from Mexico and you're undocumented, which is a civil offense, we're going to zip tie you. We're going to embarrass you. We're going to handcuff you, throw you in U-Hauls naked, rip you out of cars. But if you're a rapist and a convicted felon and very likely a pedophile from Mexican Island and cause an insurrection, hey, you know what? You get to be president. Let me kiss your ass, white man. That's what it is.
Wow.
The majority of people that voted for him are white. The only demographic that didn't vote for Zohran Mamdani were white people.
Sick.
The early polling in the James Tallarico race and Jasmine Crockett race, I know you're going to be shocked. The white people are going for him. and Latino men. There's a little bit of misogyny in that demographic. You don't think it's a coincidence that not just that Harris lost, but that we've never had a woman president? You know, the greatest nation in the world, the beacon of a shining hill, where you too, if you're white, you can abuse women, call women fat and ugly, complain about an election being stolen that was never stolen, cause an insurrection, cheat on your wife, assault women, and you get to be president because, you know, we're totally not racist. We are.
Wow.
The media has failed us all across the aisle. They don't talk about it at all. It doesn't matter if the Democrats or Republicans win. Do you know why people want Democrats to win? I'm going to tell you why.
Why?
And I like their policies, okay? I'm an independent. White people want to kick the can down the road of white supremacy again. They don't want to have the hard conversation that I'm having right now. They want to go back into their privilege and have a normal way of life. Because they don't give a shit if black people are treated like crap, or immigrants, or Latinos, or Latinas. They don't care. Doesn't affect me. Hey, and you want to go back into not giving a shit. And that's why we're here.
Wow.
Because since 1619, white people have ignored the original sin of this country.
What is that?
While all the atrocities have happened to everybody that I just mentioned, oops, sorry, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, nothing to see here, doesn't affect me, doesn't affect me. Even now, I've unfriended people and I don't care. You know what they're talking about? Oh, the traffic at school, Jan. Oh, it's really bad. Oh, you're so brave. Like, shut the hell up. You goddamn Karens. You privileged little twats. They don't care. And when you look at people on the right, that's what they do, right? They appease to the uneducated, trailer park trash, white supremacist, concepts of brains base, right?
Yeah.
Example. What happened to Lincoln Riley was horrible. True. But you know the problem?
What?
There was 41,000 plus people that died from gun violence.
Wow.
Why did they pick her? None of the black people, none of the non-white people. Because it was a brown person from Mexico and it allowed them to be a racist. Where did you see people on the right about George Floyd? Oh no, not George Floyd. Let's focus on the 7% of protests that were bad. Where were those same people about Ahmaud Arbery? A black man had the audacity to jog down a street while 3 white trailer park trash racist MAGAs shot him because, you know, how dare a black man go jogging? The audacity of the man. Oh, but Charlie Kirk, a racist piece of shit that talks about the great white replacement theory, that if you're a black pilot, you know, what do we do with him, right? We throw his ass up on a pedestal right next to Jesus Christ.
Hell no.
Oh, let's put him on Air Force 2. Oh, let's wear freedom shirts. You don't give a shit about the other people. You didn't care about the children that were dead in the church. Thoughts and prayers. Senator Hortman and her husband and her dog that were shot in her goddamn house. Thoughts and prayers. Uvalde, thoughts and prayers. Sandy Hook, thoughts and prayers. Who gives a shit? There's nothing we can do. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's a real shame that your kids were identified by those dental records. But you know what? Charlie Kirk. And then you people, what did you do? What did you whiny ass little bitches do? You went down to Starbucks and you said, how can I be the victim? How can I be famous and get 15 minutes of fame and make money off of YouTube videos? Oh, I'm going to record Starbucks not putting his name on my coffee cup. Oh, what'd you see? Tears. Oh no, the world's coming to an end. And what did white people do, right? Oh, Jesus is coming. Bible sales went up 8 trillion%. Oh, it's the reckoning. Praise God. Oh, God is speaking to me. Hallelujah. But not a goddamn thing.
Wow.
When over 8,000 black people were lynched, or 1.4 million died in the Middle Passage.
Facts.
But the fucking man who stood for the white male patriarchy that would know Jesus if he showed up at his front door with the Bible, somehow that's a bridge too far and he's the victim. That's what it is. He stood for the white male patriarchy. Which brings us to the orange pig in the White House.
Go ahead.
Too many of this country were triggered by a black man in the White House instead of out in the fields picking their cotton. and their traditional family values, white. Let's be real. DEI, oh, you're not white. You must be stealing a white job. That's exactly what it is. CRT, oh, you're teaching about black history. No, it's just history. But they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear about all the horrible things that I just mentioned.
Why?
Because it infringes on their version of American exceptionalism. And it's only been good for white people. And they want to keep it that way. That's why the Orange Cookie took down slavery in the Smithsonian. That's why he puts up pictures of Robert E. Lee, that piece of shit that's rotting in hell that fought for slavery. That's why Pete Hegseth, the alcoholic, who's paid a woman $50,000 for assaulting her, gave medals to the people that murdered the Lakota back in 1890. Because, 250 dead women and children versus, 10 dead soldiers because they were white? They must be patriots. We have to reward them because we have to make sure that we show that the white man is in charge. And what do you see right now with ICE? Let's be real. 95% of those or more, they're men. I would guarantee you they're exclusively MAGA supporters. Insecure, mediocre white men with micro penises that need a gun to be a real man. That emotionally peaked in 7th grade. Maybe their mom's breastfed them too long. Maybe their dad didn't play catch with them. There's a lot of reasons these alpha males turn out this way. But they spend their whole life playing the victim of, someone's going to steal my gun, don't tread on me. I don't care if your kid's shot by a gun, but just don't tread on me. They're all mediocre white men primarily. And they get off on shitting on brown people. Go look at the quotes, right? They're going to people's houses and asking them, hey, you're not the person I'm looking for, but do you know any of the people that speak Chinese? Oh, hey, sir, your accent isn't the same as mine. Prove that you're a citizen. They're racially profiling people. That's what they're doing. They get off on it because that's what the white man's done since 1619 and before. Wow. Is told everybody what to do. They're doing it in plain sight. And until white people decide to get off their lazy asses and get out of their privilege and be uncomfortable, nothing is going to change. White problem, we're the problem. Yes, in the words of Taylor Swift. We're the problem, it's us. Like it or not. And if you don't, then ship your ass back to England. Because as much as you don't want to hear it, this isn't our country. This belongs to the Native Americans. That's it. We're the problem. When are we going to admit it? When are we going to have the hard conversation? And this goes for people in the media. The bro podcasts on the left that want to debate MAGA, screw you guys. You're doing this country a great service. You're seeing the crap that's going on and you're like, can I be a whore to capitalism? Watch me yell it and own the MAGA. Ooh, I showed him. Oh, he debated him. What does that do? Not a goddamn thing. You think the Democrats winning the midterms is going to fix anything? No. This is the problem. Until we decide to make this a priority and actually fix it, this country will never be great for everybody, and it has never been great for everybody. Have a white day.
Have a white day. There you go. Now that's Paul. That's Paul for equality, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, he said what I couldn't say because, you know what, I acknowledge my limitations. I know when I'm beat, right? There's one thing I understand about myself right now, ladies and gentlemen, and it's I will never occupy the white skin and be able to go into those white spaces at the level that Paul has, but we all got to say he did an outstanding job. Didn't he tell the truth? Is there anyone out there that disagrees with Paul, especially on the right? Because this is him. Yeah, you could go follow him. That was his Instagram. I'm not sure if he has a TikTok page, but I felt, when I come across information or people send me information and I think it's necessary to share it out, I'll definitely do it. And I listened to that and I said, that's a serious thing to say. You have to understand that he could say that and get further than I can because I'm a person of color. I'm the Rizzler. I get it. And a lot of us, the women, even the white women, y'all can't say it because this is something that the white men need to go inside of a room together and acknowledge on their own and then get ready to get out here and be held accountable because we see it. If he could see it, that should alarm every single one of you Trump voters out there because if he can see it and he said it the way that he said and he got me to agree with it, then that means the rest of the world can see it. And so where we're at right now is this. We're literally watching our country, ladies and gentlemen, descend into chaos because Donald Trump and his base, they somehow imagined to reclaim the government, right? All three branches of government. And his base has revealed to the entire world that they will allow Donald Trump to do anything that he wants to do, as long as he makes it all about the white man. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. It gets exhausting, right? Nutty got up here yesterday. Doesn't it get exhausting, ladies and gentlemen? Looking at this man, does it get exhausting to all of you? Hearing his voice? Does it get exhausting having to keep up with his lies just so that when someone out in the real world perhaps says something to you about him, you feel like you're equipped enough mentally to be able to actually push back without it descending and devolving into something just very sick and nasty, right? I mean, we're all being forced to put up with something that we all have to say to ourselves, like, under no condition, in reality, right? In reality, I would never put up with a person like Donald Trump in my life. I would say, you got all that going on, I'm cool. I would never do it. But he's been forced upon us. He's been forced upon us because his base, they felt like they've been the victims. And I love how he called it out with the Charlie Kirk. And DJ, I noticed you got real silent, DJ, when he was saying what he was saying. And that's a good thing, because you couldn't make that, you couldn't defend you couldn't go up against what he was saying. But it was the Charlie Kirk thing. After Charlie Kirk was, just destroyed in front of us, and it was like, I don't even want to see that as a Democrat. As much as I dislike some, I never want to have to see that in my life. But y'all really went out there, MAGA, painted y'all faces red, I am Charlie Kirk, just to make some coin. I seen them, you've seen them, just to make some coin. I am Charlie Kirk. And y'all went to Starbucks and somehow in the middle of all of this chaos made yourselves the victims. She didn't write Charlie Kirk's name. She didn't have to. It looks like you're committing fraud using someone else's name. Why would you do that? Oh, you think that means something to go to the store? They literally ask you at Starbucks, and what's your name? You lied and said your name was Charlie Kirk. Why would you be lying? Oh, we're doing it in honor and remembrance of Charlie Kirk. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't do that. Don't do that. Those folks at Starbucks, they're barely making it. If at best, these folks, you're working at Starbucks. Are you super wealthy working at Starbucks? Did I miss something? Are you a super wealthy person working as a barista at Starbucks? Oh, look at him. Look at him. Look at him. They're getting super triggered. MAGA getting real quiet. These folks, they're just trying to make money to put bread on the table. Yeah, I am judging. And these Trump voters went into Starbucks and got their fellow Americans fired. Think about that. I don't know what they pay at Starbucks, but I know it's probably not a livable wage. You have to wake up, get your kids situated, perhaps. I don't know. You have to do all of this stuff to get to work at Starbucks, and you're just like, I need this job. It's not enough, but I'm not going to be one of these people out here that is just depending on all of these social safety net programs. I'm going to prove that I'm at least willing to humble myself and get a job. Or, you have people who just genuinely like their work. $20 an hour. These Trump voters were so hell-bent on making themselves out to be victims. And victims of what? Well, I didn't like how they said this about Charlie Kirk. So I'm going to take it upon myself to become the new victim. They go to Starbucks and crash out on the employees at Starbucks who are barely making enough money. Barely making enough money. And they call themselves Christians. It's the sickest Most evil act I have ever seen in my life. And if you're one of these people who did all of these crazy things in the name of representing Charlie Kirk, I want you to know I really do believe in my heart that you're a sick person. I wouldn't even want, as much as I love myself, Big Zeus, I wouldn't want anybody else out there to do anything in remembrance of Zeus. Nothing like that. Please don't go out there and have people losing their jobs because they didn't write Zeus's name on a Starbucks cup. Do not do that. And the sad thing is, you could have wrote Jesus Christ on that cup. You could have wrote Jesus Christ on that cup, and you didn't even do that. So you've already exposed yourselves. No. I've asked every Trump voter, what's your favorite Bible chapter and verse? None of you know. Y'all want to take me back to Deuteronomy. Remember they came up, Deuteronomy said this. You don't know the words of Jesus. All you know is evil. Your feet are swift to run to evil. It's no escaping this, MAGA. It's no escaping. And I hate to get on my soapbox early in the morning on a Wednesday, but someone has to do it. There's no escaping this, MAGA. And I'm just going to say it plain, and I don't care if it causes a little pain. When you decided to elect Donald Trump and put him back in the White House, you literally spit in the face of God. You literally spit in the face of God. Yeah. You looked God in his face and you said, I don't need you. I need Donald Trump. And there's consequences for that. There's consequences for that. You can't put a devil in the White House and then think you deserve to be blessed. It doesn't work like that. So as far as I'm concerned, MAGA means cursed. MAGA means cursed. You're the cursed ones. Donald Trump, you see that hand of his? You see that walk he has? You know, if you ask me, I'm like this. How come he never shows his legs? You know what I'm saying? Biden showed his legs. And I think it's because of the catheter in there, right? And I think he might have two. You know, one for the number one and then one for the number two. He's dragging his leg all the time. He disappears and then he reappears randomly, you know, and then when he does reappear, he's rambling for 2 hours straight about nothing. Absolutely nothing. I could literally hit play on 10 minutes of Donald Trump talking, and then I would ask his supporters, what the hell did he say? And they would look at me with deer in the headlights eyes. They have no clue what he's saying. So you're cursed. Y'all want to sit up here and allow this man to enrich himself? Y'all want to sit up here and allow this man to enrich himself? He promised that he was going to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse. And look at the end of the first year. What happened? A bunch of federal employees were fired. Well, there you have it. In his mind, waste, fraud, and abuse is you, the people. He considers the people of the United States of America who are working for the federal government, he considers them waste, fraud, and abuse. Never produced a shred of evidence of the alleged crimes. Remember, we have all these people collecting Social Security illegally. Remember, Elon came out with where's the prosecutions? Remember the Maryland man, you know, Albrego Garcia, the one that he told you was tied to MS-13? He's walking around free now in the United States. Think about all the waste, fraud, and abuse that went into gaslighting the entire country to believe in a lie while he's enriching himself with airplanes, allowing the Qataris to have access to our military Air Force base in Idaho. And you're not getting anything. You're not even getting health care. You're cursed. All right, so with that, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send these MAGA demons one more time where they belong. Straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon!
All right, let's bring up some guests. All right, you know, we're doing an interesting show. You know, it's an interesting show because, you know, I understand I am persona non grata, so to speak, on TikTok. Good morning, Stick Darula. Welcome.
Good morning, Zeus. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself? Happy New Year. I don't think I've talked to you this year.
Oh no, this is our first time. Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, yeah. Well, nice to see you. All right. Well, what do you got for us, brother?
Well, I don't really have anything for us. It seems like Donald Trump got everything for us in his cabinet.
Yeah.
But as far as information,
Well, how do you feel about his first year? Because that's what this is about, right? We're done. The first quarter is now officially over. Boom, we're into the second quarter. How do you feel about the first year? As an American citizen, you can speak on that.
Yeah, I hate to be a downer. It doesn't look that good. I mean, it's not this first quarter anyway. The second quarter, which I'm hopefully the midterms brighten my spirit up. But as far as this country goes,
Yeah.
I don't see any bright side. I don't see any anything calling for cheer, or even for people to say, "Oh, this is what I voted for," and be proud of it. Like I don't. There's a real big disconnect with me and those people.
Really?
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around something somebody said this morning.
Okay.
He called himself I wouldn't say a black activist, but he basically called himself black. And from the stuff that was spewing, especially that came from this administration, I don't understand how he could regurgitate these same talking points, because that's all they were. They weren't facts. They were straight talking points and opinions.
Yeah.
And it gets frustrating. It gets frustrating, and I tried to tell people a while back about Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she did not do a Jasmine Crockett, which is stand and fight.
Yeah.
She chose to bow out because it was too much for her. So
to me that says something, right? Both approaches, it says something. I think both of them acknowledge that Donald Trump is a terrible person. I think Marjorie knows how far he'll go in terms of committing crimes. With the threats, yeah.
Well,
and you know what bothered me the most? I saw the men let Donald Trump do that to her.
Oh yeah, and the thing about it is this: like I really don't have any sympathy for her.
Yeah.
We told you who he was. You knew who he was.
Yep.
I guess it got to the point where she could no longer take it as far as she took it. She was willing to heckle Joe Biden. She was willing to she was willing to ride along the MAGA train. But once that train made a stop that she was not willing to get off on, they pretty much kicked her off the train.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Since you don't, we're gonna take you to the next stop. We're gonna drop you here.
Yeah.
We don't care whether this is your destination or not. It's time for you to go because you said too much. Which, in actuality, and I'll land with this, Zeus.
Talk to him.
I'm tired of hearing Democrats and Republicans, conservatives, Donald Trump supporters saying that Miss Harris's message was not on par or she was a bad candidate. No, you were a bad voter.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Everything that Miss Harris told you has come to fruition.
Yes.
Now, whether you want to say she had a crystal ball and she could read the future or not, or whether she was intelligent enough to see the future, she told you there was going to be a purge on the government, which there was a federal purge that mainly affected black women. Let's keep it honest, right?
Yep.
And she also told you what he would do with Medicaid, Medicare, and Obamacare / the ACA. Yeah. So, also Social Security and other things.
Yeah.
So with that being said, please, if you are a conservative and your whole thing is to say, because they give us this one, Donald Trump bad, Kamala good. If you're willing to go out there and do the same darn thing and say Kamala bad, Donald Trump good, then you are the problem. You are the bad voter. You are the one that did not use your brain, which we know 1 + 1 = 2.
True.
It's simple.
Facts.
But you're so cavemanish
Yeah.
or cavewomanish.
Yeah.
You chose to go for either the misogyny or the racism. And that's why I land my plane on that, Zeus.
All right, brother. Thank you for coming up here and sharing your perspective and giving if you were to give him a grade though, like they do in college perhaps, what would you give Donald Trump for his first quarter? I didn't get that.
I would send him back to the 11th grade. So not only is he failing, he's gonna have to repeat to learn some things over again.
Okay.
So yes, it's definitely a failing grade.
Okay.
He definitely repeats.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, W. Thank God. See, isn't that nice, ladies and gentlemen? We get honest conversations like that, W. Stick. All right. Let's go to the next panelist. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, who do we have next? Lovely. Good morning. Welcome. Lovely,
Hello?
are you there?
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Hi. I spoke to you before, once upon a time, last year.
Oh, really?
And and
what did we talk about? You gotta refresh my memory.
we just talked about the way things are going with the immigrant, Donald Trump, making it the feel like the immigrants are so bad.
Yes.
But one thing that I really
where are you at though? Where are you at?
Minnesota.
Oh, you're in Minnesota.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
So I'm in Minnesota in Brooklyn Park. And they are now only targeting Somalian. They are also targeting Liberians who have citizenship. There was a Liberian that they pulled in the car and they beat him up.
People are saying they're having a little bit of a hard time hearing you.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the background noise. But it would be nice if you could get somewhere where we didn't have the background noise. All right?
Okay, I'll be right there. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah. But I want to hear from you. I didn't know you remembered me, but I thank you for coming back.
I came on the show once and then I talk about the way Donald Trump is doing. The immigrants, we are here, we're not causing problems, but
now your ethnicity, right? Are you Poly community?
No, I'm a Liberian too.
Okay.
Liberia, yeah.
Okay.
So most of the Liberians live in Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Okay. So we also are targeted too. They are all here in our communities. They enter the African store. We Liberian with our own food. They enter, they cut people. Even you have citizenship, they will still get on you, beat you. And for me, I'm so afraid too because I am a citizen.
Correct.
But you even try to tell them, oh, I'm a citizen. They don't even want to hear it. They will jump on you. So the whole place looked like a ghost town. Everybody afraid. Yeah, so it's not okay. How can you go to someone's workplace and go and snatch them up? Yeah. You want to get the criminals. Nobody would like people that do bad things. Go and look for the criminals. You know where you can find them. Go in your database and then you will be able to find it. You can come in. Right now, there's a brother that we have that right now in ICE custody. He came here, he's a soccer football brother. He came here and then to play for the team, and then I think his paperwork, his visa got expired. But in that time, he was doing his paperwork, and then his visa got expired, but he was still able to get his green card.
Right.
So he decided to go and do Uber. So when he went Minneapolis to do a Uber, and then he was arrested because he had a Somalian in his. So right now he's in ICE detention. He has his green card, but they're basing on saying that he overstayed his visa. But he still has a green card. Why are you still keeping him?
Hold on. So are you saying he wasn't one of these violent people
No,
that came
no,
into
he's
the country illegally
no,
and been doing nasty?
he
He
came.
was simply contributing to society like anyone else.
Yes. Okay,
And
he's a soccer player from back home, and you were fortunate to get you were lucky to get his visa. He was playing like soccer and thing. He came for a soccer tournament. So after that, in the process, he was like, okay, I still want to, explore and play good football and leave for him, maybe go to Europe or so. So in that process, he started to push in for his paperwork, and which of course he did.
Yeah.
And he was granted his green card. He was granted his green card, but in that time, his visa got expired. So he got his visa, doing well. He's working while trying to, speed up his career in playing soccer. So he started doing Uber. When he's not working, he will go and do Uber.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, he went to the place at the wrong time, where they were talking about Somalia, and he had one Somalian in the car. He was doing Uber. So when he dropped the person, that's how he got arrested too. And then when they went into his profile, whatever they said, because he overstayed his visa and his visa got expired, but he still has a green card.
Yeah.
So why are you holding him?
He has a green card.
Yes.
He overstayed his visa, and
Yes.
ICE has detained this person, and they weren't doing anything besides working. They weren't working for Uber. Am I correct?
Yes. Yes.
Now, so that's, to me, this is really the issue that I have. This is the stuff that I think doesn't get talked about enough. These kind of situations, right? We were told that Donald Trump was going to go after the hardened criminals, and
Yes.
what we're seeing is he's targeting primarily people of color, all right,
Yes.
that aren't hardened criminals, but
Yeah.
may have overstayed their visa, but they're still trying to do the right thing, right? Because he's
Yeah,
trying to
yeah.
get it all taken care of, and this is why it's a problem. Now, for you, do you if you don't feel comfortable answering the questions, you don't have to, but do you get out there and protest as well?
No,
Or
I've never done it before. I don't even know. Even back home when we had
Yeah.
war in Africa, in Liberia, I've never gone out there to protest. I don't even know what they call protest. I only see people on social media, and I stand for them too, because what's going on is discrimination, is
Yeah.
hate.
Wow.
So I've never done it before. So right now, my environment, I got a co-worker who on work permits. They work here, they pay taxes, they hell, and they can't come to work because they're afraid that
Yeah.
they will be snatched, in the street. And they do pay taxes. They are law-abiding citizens. They don't even hit a fly.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? But they're afraid to come
They're
out.
afraid.
I have a close co-worker, very close. We work together in the same place, but she cannot come out because she's afraid that she will come out and then somebody will come and snatch her. So this is not, it's not okay. You
Wow.
can't, we left our country to come here to get a better life. And
Yeah.
when I was small, like back home, America, if you leave from, now I'm here, if I happen to go back, I will be treated like I'm a queen, because why? I came from America. That's how we respect America. That's how people see America. But now you're afraid to even do things. Our family, people back home, they're like, oh, I don't want to come to America again. So you feel like, why is this the America that when we're small, we learn about, we dream about, we want to come to our friends, we see pictures of the street,
Yeah.
but now you're afraid to go out
This is-
there.
It's
It's crazy,
Lovely. You're finding out, and this is the situation. America has always been this way, and you know, I've been here a long time, and I kind of knew. I've always known we had a dark past. And the sad part is, you would have thought, like with Obama getting to be the first black president, you know, that the country had truly made progress. But I understand now that a lot of people in this country, especially the racist people in this country, they didn't like Obama, and they've ever since then been trying to basically get revenge, so to speak. And I don't think folks outside of the country knew this was happening in America, and now they're realizing
Yeah,
this is
even
what's
when I
been going
came,
on. This is
yeah,
what's been
when I
going on.
Yeah, when I
Huh?
came here like 2016, it was
Yeah.
never like this. It was never like this. 2016,
Yeah.
after he took over, and then when he left, it was like a burden left everybody's shoulders.
Yeah.
And people say, "Oh, things were hard," but we were still living in peace. You could go out there, you could do things in peace.
Yeah.
But now you can't even go out there. You're afraid that when you go out there, somebody's gonna snatch you and take you away,
So you
beat
don't
you.
feel safer. You don't feel safer with ICE
N-
out in these in your communities. What you're saying?
No, imagine when I come from work,
Wow.
I go home straight. I don't leave my house until even when I come into work, because when I work, I leave. I come to work 4 in the morning. When I'm
Yeah.
driving, I gotta be looking
And if you
on my
don't mind, what
shoulder.
kind of work do you do? If you don't mind, I'm just
I
curious.
work I work at
Don't tell
Medtronic.
them. Don't tell them where you work. Just tell them what
Oh,
kind of
okay.
work you're doing. I don't want you
Okay,
to do that.
I work in a medical assembly. We fix the
Okay.
battery for the human heart, the battery.
Yeah.
Like if your heart stop beating.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
and I also work in the health field. I'm
Oh
a
wow.
certified nursing assistant.
Wow. Congratulations. Wow. So
Thank you.
in other words, you're doing things to help save lives.
Yes.
And this is how America treats you. Listen, lovely. You're a lovely
It's not.
person.
It's the way Trump is doing the country is so bad. He tried to separate people. He tried
Yeah.
to make people feel like they're nothing. It's not a crime that we're black. No, it's not a crime that we have this color.
Yeah.
We human being too. If you take a knife and split my body, you will see red blood. You won't
We don't
see.
want to
You
do
won't see.
that. We
No,
don't want
I'm
to do
just
that,
saying
but I get it. You
something.
bleed.
You
You
will
bleed
see
like
there.
everybody else. Yeah.
Yes. So then why are you discriminating? We go out there, we see people throw things now. Why are you going back to your country? Like, why would you
There
do
you go.
that? So
Yeah.
it's kind of hard for us. I know what you people been going through. We see it, we know it, we watch movie, but we still have expectation. We still, came here and our lives got better because we help our family back home and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But now everybody living in fear. You don't know what to do. You
Yeah.
honor fear, and our family members are under fear. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is, we'll keep praying for you. All right, lovely. And I definitely want to thank you for getting up here
And
and
and and
sharing
one thing
sharing what.
I wanted to
Yeah.
say to you is concerning this journalist they call Don Lemon.
Don Lemon.
Yes, I was following him on that Saturday. You see, the people they don't know how to, you know,
Hmm.
they always put news out there, fake news. When he came to Minnesota, I always followed his show. He
Yeah.
was alerting us that he's coming to Minnesota to cover some stories, and I've been following him when he came
Yeah.
on the airport
Yeah.
and stuff. Even the day, I'm saying it because I want people to hear it. The day he went at the church that day, he
Yeah.
didn't go there to demonstrate. The people were already there, and then
Yeah.
he had his phone with him, and then his camera crew told him that, oh, there's a live here, and then they are having a protest, so let's go there. So he went there while the people were already inside. He did
Yeah.
not go there because I followed him until he even went off that day because I wanted to see how things were. He went there when they were
Yeah.
already in. And even when he arrived, he saw three or four police cars sitting outside. You
Yeah.
think if they knew that they went there to demonstrate, they could have come outside and stopped. But the
Yeah.
police never bothered them. He went there, he only interviewed them. So all these things that they are saying, because that day you were talking about it and wanted to come out, that I followed him. He did not go there to demonstrate. He did not even carry the people. He did not even know the lady
Yeah.
that were doing the demonstration. So you see how the people put things on people to lie on them.
Yeah.
So they actually lie on him.
Yeah, I know it, and they don't mind doing it. All right,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
why it's very important that folks like yourself, you
Mm-hmm.
continue to speak up and tell the truth,
Yeah.
no matter what. All right, because they're gonna do wrong anyway, right? They're gonna do the wrong
Yeah.
thing anyway, so you might as well expose them and call them
Mm-hmm.
out. All right, and
Yeah.
what we'll do is, I want to say thank you again. All right, for coming to the show.
Thank you
And
too.
keep us in the loop about what you're dealing with out there. All right, stay safe.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
Thank you so
And
much.
all
Thank you.
right, ladies and gentlemen, that's lovely. All right, in Minnesota, testifying about how dangerous and how destructive this current administration is, just going into cities like that and ruining communities, ruining relationships in the name of so-called being Christians. No, you're not Christians, you're devils. I could see it. And again, I'll say this. I refuse to call that place where those protesters went into, I refuse to call it a church, all right? Because I've always maintained that we are the church, number one, and that's just a building. But then number two, I say if you're upset about Don, and it really isn't Don Lemon, he just held the camera and helped get us some good content about what was going on in there. But if you're really upset about protesters going inside of that building, then you really should be outraged about January 6th. And I'll never ever stop talking about January 6th. I'll never ever stop doing it. All right. Thank you, W. Rick. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good morning, Deb. Welcome to the show. How can I help you? Deb, are you there?
Oh, hold on.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, good morning.
Good
Happy
morning.
New
How are
Year.
you? Happy New Year. Happy New Year. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm just listening. I actually hit it a couple times by accident. I don't think I
Uh-oh.
meant to come up, but I just wanted to say I just watched our dear leader
Mm.
on the world stage this morning
Oh God.
telling all the leaders that we, the people, call him daddy. Daddy. He told the world. I am so embarrassed. I'm 70.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed.
Yeah. Wow. But there's grown men in my audience today, and they do call him daddy. So,
Oh, I know.
but the problem is we really don't do that. The rest of the country doesn't do that. Only his lieutenant level soldiers do that.
Oh, I know. I know. I'm on this app almost all day long.
Yeah.
I'm
You know it.
around.
Wow.
I'm
Wow.
everywhere.
Wow. Wow. Oh, well, listen, I know you accidentally sent the request, but since I
Yeah.
have you up here, I've been asking, how would you rate Donald Trump's first quarter?
Oh,
First year.
are we rating by
Yeah,
ABCD?
like you're in college
Oh,
and
I give
school.
him a F minus.
Thank you. Nothing to say he did good. You don't have anything good to say he did, or is
Um, I really had a thing. I did not like those paper straws.
you
You
didn't
know,
like the paper straws.
and I'm moving, and I'm coming across all these pennies.
Yeah.
And
Oh.
should I save them so my great grandchildren can say this is what Donald Trump did for America?
Wow. 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 Deb, thank you. Nothing of substance, right? It's just a bunch of nonsense. You could have put Joe Biden back in and got those paper straws and those pennies taken care of like that. I mean, seriously, and no insulting to Joe Biden,
Absolutely.
but you know how they talk about him. It's just sad. It's really sad that no one thinks he's doing a good job,
It's very
and
sad.
and he's the president of this country. It's really sad. But Deb, thank you. Honestly, thank you
You're
so much. I don't want
welcome,
to take too
Zeus.
much of you. All right, W's
Good
in the
morning.
chat. And good morning to the kingdom. Wow, thank you. I gotta follow you back. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Wow, 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 wow. What a great show, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I gotta be more, they say mild mannered while we're running this app. Because this is a backup account. I'll be back on my other one in a few days, but you'll see what. Good morning, Antonia. Welcome.
Good morning, Zeus. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
Good. I saw you had you were playing Paul for Equality, and
Yeah.
people don't listen to him. He does a great job. He's awesome.
Yeah.
And I wanted to segue into that by saying there's an amazing podcast by the individuals who were running the campaign White Dudes for Harris during the election.
Yeah.
And their new episode that dropped yesterday is the interview with Stormy Daniels.
Oh, really?
And the podcast is called The Find Out.
Mm-hmm.
And people should really listen to it. It gives you an insight into how sick MAGA is, how sick Trump is, how sick his attorneys are,
Yeah.
what they've done to her, and what they've possibly have done to these Epstein victims, and why we're not seeing these files. Because they went after Stormy's daughter. They kidnapped her daughter.
Get out of
They
here.
poisoned her horse. They shot rubber bullets at her home to get her out. His attorneys doxed her in court.
Wow.
These people are sick. He sent MAGA on her. She cannot make a living. They've completely shadow banned her from the internet to try
Wow.
to cover up any story. They tried paying her off again before the 2024 election. And because our mainstream media is bought and sold for, they would not take her story. And the only person who looked into her story was Rachel Maddow.
Wow.
So-
I mean, this is so it because we look at the files we did get from Epstein. There are some disturbing things that I've read across in there, and some of it seems unbelievable, right? But
Yeah, it's truly mind-boggling that these
Yeah.
things went on and nobody's done anything about it.
Yeah. This is the sad part. It's unbelievable because it's so bizarre. But you know what? He's a bizarre and unbelievable person when you really drill down into it, right? And this is what we're dealing with. Wow. So what was the name of the podcast again? Because someone was asking.
Sure, it's called The Find Out, and some of you may be even following these creators. It's Tim Fullerton. Oh, That's Rich. It's Luke. If nobody's seen It's Luke, he's the 20-something-year-old college student who is always in his car
Yeah.
doing his videos and losing his shit on MAGA. And it's a veteran named Christopher Goldsmith, who his whole job is looking and chasing after Yahtzees in the United States.
Good. Luke is awesome. All right. Now, before were you done? Because I still got to get.
Yeah, I know you got to go. I'm just saying that people should just take a listen to even this episode. It will tell you why we have not heard enough information from these Epstein survivors.
Wow.
What MAGA does to people who go against Trump.
Yeah. Wow. Well, listen, but before I don't know if you have to go or not, but I was going to ask you, thank you for the plug, but Donald Trump's first year's done. How would you rate him? Because this is what we got to do. All right. What would you rate him? Give him a grade.
There's not even a letter in the alphabet that describes how horrible of an administration this is, the job he's done, the absolute moronic things he said on the world stage, and how stupid we all look as Americans.
Wow.
There's no letter in the alphabet.
Wow. I mean, wow. W. Antonio. I agree. A lot of people, there's some people actually that say he's doing a great job, but I do believe something is wrong with those people as well. So thank you for your honesty. It really
Thank you,
does.
Zeus.
All right, thank you. Wow, yeah, no lies detected. No lies detected. All right, moving it along. All right. Welcome, Nutty.
What's going on, sir? How you doing today?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. What about you?
It's any day above ground is a great day. So,
That's
with-
keeping it
with that
low
being-
baseline.
well, with that being said, we still got to thank God for yet letting us breathe another day and to be out here on the right side of history to
True.
fight fascism and to fight all of the things that we need to fight in order to keep our nation and to make it better, to make it a more perfect union.
Yeah.
So You know, so what's the statement? We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal
I've heard it
and
once.
endowed by their creator.
Yeah.
Life, liberty, and a pursuit of happiness.
Correct.
I am looking forward to a day where we can say that and actually mean it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even though we love hearing those words, we've never been able to, well, we meaning people of color
Yeah.
and certain immigrants have never been able to feel those words because those words have only been evident for a certain subset group of people. So yeah, so we fight another day. We
Thank
live
you.
to fight another day.
Thank you.
So how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. You know, just sitting around, you know, well, not really sitting around, but making sure that we stay on message and get the word out here because we're not going to surrender this country. I listened to what Donald Trump said this morning, and I was alarmed, especially about his remarks on Greenland. He lies. He was lying about, you know, the United States role when it came to helping out our allies, and then he turned around and says, "And I immediately demand that we negotiate now about, you know, acquiring Greenland." And I sat there and I said, "Why can't this guy just do that same thing when it comes to the Epstein files?" It really bothers me.
I don't know why it bothers you because everyone that actually has somewhat of a brain, MAGA notwithstanding, knows that all he has to do is order for those files to be released and it will get done.
Yeah.
We don't need a court order. We don't need a judge to say, "Hey, you know, you must do it." All he has to do is say, "Release them in its totality, unredacted, except for to protect the victims."
True.
And it will be done.
Yeah.
The fact that it hasn't been done and the fact that he won't say it, it should tell people everything that they need to know. But they are so god-awful stupid that they don't want to admit to the fact that he is all throughout every single paragraph, every single sentence of those files.
Yeah.
So he's never going to do that. He's never going to release them.
Wow.
And so here's the thing.
That's sick.
You know, I listen. I'm angry with Ro Khanna. I'm angry with who's the other Republican that
Thomas Massey.
worked with Thomas Massey.
Why?
Because those gentlemen said that if they don't release the files, like the law states, that they were going to stand on the House floor and they were going to name names. We're past 30 days.
Yeah.
Ro, Thomas, when are you going to start naming names? When are you going to start naming names? See, here's the thing, MAGA. Did you see how I just called out Ro Khanna? He's a Democrat. I called out Ro Khanna because he's not doing what he said he would do. So we can call out our side.
True.
If you tell us you're going to do something and you don't do it, we're going to hold your feet to the fire. This is called accountability.
Yeah.
This is what accountability looks like.
Yeah.
We are going to hold Ro Khanna accountable for what he told us he was going to do. Now, does he still have time to do it? Of course he does.
Yeah.
But the fact that we've gone over 30 days and they still haven't complied with the law, you know, the administration that's preaching law and order. It's funny how that works.
Yeah.
You preach law and order, but yet you're consistently breaking the law.
Think about that.
So, yeah.
Think about
So
that.
here-
He gets to get away with breaking the law while he turns around and prosecutes people for breaking the law all at the same time. Isn't that amazing?
You know, so Zeus, my hope is that Governor Walz, Mayor Fry, and anyone else that the DOJ has decided that they want to go after, I hope that they give them the unrighteous middle finger. And I'm hoping that they tell them where they can go. Because if the law doesn't apply to Donald Trump and his ilk, then it doesn't apply to any of us.
Yeah.
It
That's how I
doesn't
feel.
apply.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
So
you know.
I hope the governor I hope the governor gives them an unholy middle finger and
thank
tell
you.
them where they can stick it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Because until we hold this regime accountable to the laws that are already put on the books, until we hold them accountable, you can't expect us to comply with any of said laws.
Yeah. I mean, I
Don't
find it hard to have faith in the justice system at the moment, to be honest with you.
Yeah, don't preach to me legalities and law and order until my quote unquote leader is following the same law and order.
Amen. Amen. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate it now. All right. W's in the chat for Nutty. And you kept it clean. I'm surprised you didn't open your mouth and say something that you would end up regretting as well, because you normally do that. So I gotta say thank you, brother. All right.
Well, wait, I'm still on the panel. I still have time to do that. So
No, I mean, you don't need to.
Yeah,
You really don't.
let me go ahead and do that. So before I leave here, I got a bone to pick with you and Takesha.
Oh,
Why is it that every time I get off the panel, y'all want to come behind me and talk about me, and I can't be up here to defend myself? See, so let me tell you how this is going to work from here on out. From here on out.
Mods?
From here on out.
Hey, mods.
If y'all got something to say,
Feel
if
free,
y'all got
mods.
something to say about me, if y'all got something to say about me,
Go ahead.
at least bring me back up. At least bring me back up. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
At-
If we
why?
were lying, perhaps, but I don't think anyone
You
lied.
were lying. You were lying.
How? How?
See, because first of all,
Name one thing that I've lied about. And then you brought
Oh,
Takesha
you're-
in it, and Takesha, I don't recall her lying about a thing. So if
your
I'm trying to be
handsomeness,
civil.
that's-
I'm really trying to be civil, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm already on thin ice, so to speak. But he might wake the demon up, so to speak.
Did Angela try to mute me? And I'm coming after you. And
Thank
tried
you,
to
Ann.
but she was unsuccessful. So
She
but
can
no,
do it if she
so
wants to, because
in-
anybody
in
can
all
do
se-
it.
in all seriousness, I love the fact that we can have banter, we can go back and forth, because we got to try to find something to laugh about.
True.
Because
But
this man,
I get a lot to laugh at when I get to talk to you, to be honest with you. So I'm happy that in a way you're finding this humorous as well. All right, so that's a huge W, Zeus. It's funny if you sit back and think about it. It's really funny.
do you remember what I told you the other day? I will give you that because you still and will always have the little brother complex. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I still, you're my little brother and I still love you. And that will never change. So
Yeah.
it is what it is, but
Is that what you tell yourself before you walk out of the house every morning to make yourself feel
Well,
good? Because
that's
hey,
cer- that's
if you
certainly-
like it, I love it. I don't need to
That's
give
cer-
I don't need to give myself pep talks like that.
listen, that's certainly
when-
something
when-
that you tell yourself when you wake up in the morning. So, I mean,
No,
it
no,
is
no.
what it is.
No, because, and again, I could get into trouble because my mom doesn't like it, when I go on and on about it, because she says, I gave birth to you, and I know that you got it, and then, my dad as well. And so I don't need to give myself pep talks to go outside, but if you have to give yourself pep talks to go outside and face the world, Nutty,
Brother,
then that
brother,
says
let me tell you
everything.
something.
That says everything.
Let-
But I'll never,
let me-
I'll
let me-
never
let
say
me- let
those
me tell
things
you
that
this,
you say to
Zeus.
yourself. I'll never say that to you.
Zeus, let me tell you this. I know who I am and I know whose I am. So therefore, my brother, I'm a child of the Most High King. So I don't have to prove myself to anyone whatsoever.
I was just
I
trying
know
to do
who I am and whose I am.
Yeah, okay, that's cute. That's real cute. That sounds like something maybe your mom had to share with you. That make you feel good, but it doesn't work here. When we see you in the box, Nutty, we see you for who you are. All right, and I'll be honest. If this
Yes.
helps you out, you've gotten a little better. You've gotten a little better, but you got a
little
long
better
way to
what?
go. You got a long way to
better
go.
what?
Just.
Listen,
And again, I don't need to get into trouble because you always try to get me in trouble. But just take it as a compliment.
Did you say I try to get you in trouble? How do I try to get you in trouble? How do I try to get you in trouble? Because the last time
You want me to basically let the flesh do what it wants to do and then get
We
in trouble.
we truly are on the same side.
I get that, and that's the way I intend to keep it. But I understand there's always a Judas in the midst. So I'm saying, and a little bit of the Brutus action, so to speak, and what we don't want to do is entertain.
And his name is Zeus.
Hey, mods, hasn't it been enough time, mods? Seriously, y'all think this is acceptable?
Why are you gonna act like don't have somebody do something that you can do yourself?
I wasn't following. I was trying to hit follow back, and then something happened, and all of a sudden, can I get him back up here? I don't know. Nutty, are you still there, bro? Are you still there? Because I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I didn't mean to do that. It was an accident. It really was. But I promise you, we won't mention your name ever again, Nutty. If that helps you out, we won't mention your name, bro. Y'all say W's in the chat for that last guest. Don't mention his name. Don't even mention his name. Good morning, Brother Val. How are you?
Oh, I mean, when it's all, when you got to the end of his statement and everything, and then you gave him that rope. Why did you feed him that rope? Why'd you do that?
He wanted to be a cowboy, so I had to give it to him, help him understand. This is what it takes to be a cowboy on this show, okay? And then you see how he did. Oops. Yeah, I made a mistake with Big Zeus, yeah. But this is what I'm saying, though, Val. I don't know what has gotten into him. All I know is it's getting a lot worse. And if anyone out there believes in prayer, please pray for him. If anyone has any way of getting this man some professional help, please help him out. Recommend places he should go, because I shouldn't have to deal with it, to be honest, right? None of you should. None of you should have to deal with people lying like that. Sorry for the distraction. But what brings you? How are you doing today?
Doing good.
Yeah.
Needed the comedy relief. It was all good. So the I wanted to get right to the grades.
Okay. Oh, the grading of his first.
I wanted to get right to the grades.
Yes. Thank you.
So let's see. Let's start off with the easy ones. Foreign policy. Well, that's an F. We all know that's an F. Okay.
Wow.
The economy. The economy. Well, here's a grade for you. Here's a grade for you. Y'all never brought up.
F.
I'm putting an I up there, and if anybody ever got a report card with an I on it, they knew that meant incomplete.
Okay. Wow.
So you just didn't do the work. Now, I followed that I with an NA, and that doesn't mean non-applicable. That means needs attention.
Wow. Wow.
So we go to the economy. So let's go with governing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's an F. That's an absolute failure. Sorry, MAGA. It's an absolute failure.
Yeah.
And in many, many ways, but let's just start with the I don't know the Constitution part. So we'll just end it there.
Yeah.
So that's that's an F. Where can we go to next? What would be another subject? Oh, handling of Congress. Oh,
he has to get an A for that. You got to give him an A for him.
No. That's not what I'm going to give him an A for. No. That's going to be a D minus. Okay, a D minus handling Congress.
Wow.
Okay, Oh, again, I think that goes back to I don't know the Constitution. But then let's
fair enough. Yeah.
Yeah, let's go to the you know what I'm saying? Let's go to getting the American people fired up. Okay. I'm going to give him an A on this. I'm going to give him an A on getting the American people fired up because the American people are fired up.
Yeah. Wow.
So that may not be a good grade, though.
He's getting a good grade for making Americans upset.
Making Americans upset. Hey, he has done a lot of good work of waking up America to what shouldn't be done.
Wow.
So I'll give him that. So, you know, that helps him. That helps him a little. He's still an F on a total grade. But let's see, what's another thing he's responsible for? Oh, picking his staff. Oh yeah, putting, you know, the people he puts around him to make sure that he gets help. Well, we know that's an F. He has not picked a single person to help him. This is the only man I know that went out and had all the choices in the world to get people that could help him with his homework.
Yeah. Wow.
And he picked everybody that actually failed their test too.
Wow.
So
That's
that F comes with 37 other Fs. Wow. So there you go. There you go, guys. There's Trump's grade for you.
Yeah.
In a real light. Now if we got to put him on the curve, right? So you know, we got to put him on the curve.
I thought that was the curve, but you're saying that was just 100%. You know,
that's just by the book grades there. Now on the curve, how do we put him on the curve?
Got to give him at least.
He fell off of it.
Oh,
he fell off the curve. Yeah, he absolutely fell off the curve. There is no spot.
Wow. That's sad. That's really sad. I mean, a lot of people that I'm, you know, talking to, they're still saying, you know, they're holding out hope that he's going to, you know, do the things he promised to do. You're saying you don't buy it.
No. Remember the eye?
Yeah. Yeah.
Remember the eye? Well, you know, so now what do we do? What do we do with a student like this? Oh, he has to get a referral. So we have to refer him. Who do we refer him to? Okay, who would be a good person to refer him to? Well, I'm suggesting that we refer him to Ketanji Brown.
Oh, I like.
Okay.
CCOT. Someone wrote CCOT.
But we'll refer him to Ketanji Brown and let Ketanji Brown decide where he needs to go next. That way, it's not just our decision. But I have inside information that, you know, and I'm glad somebody wrote it down there, that CCOT is a possibility.
Yeah, because they're war crimes what he's done.
Yeah, CCOT is a definite possibility. So these are my grades for President Trump in his first year. So if anybody has any questions about that, they're more than welcome to write the teacher and let them, you know what I'm saying, and let them know their thoughts.
Yes. Does anyone disagree with Brother Val about the grades that he's given Donald Trump? If so, go ahead now. Speak now. All right? Because you know, CD, he always says he disagrees.
Actually, in a live last night, CD agreed with me.
Oh.
It was the craziest thing.
Wow. See? So I don't get why he's upset.
Jim got the whole grade down there. Did you see Jim put the whole grade down there?
Yeah. W Jim in the chat too. F mine. I've never seen so many people just boom, F, give him a bad grade, did not complete, incomplete. It's that serious out here. It's that clear that Donald Trump is a failure. His first year, this past year, it was a failure, an utter failure.
It is. I don't know that we've ever had a president fail. I've looked.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I can't find a president that failed as badly in his first year as this president has.
Wow. But he's proud of it, though. That's the sad part. He really thinks do you think he cares?
No, because he's making, you know, it's all about the billionaires, right? And he's got them happy.
Yeah.
You know, I want to remind everybody that it was not more than 10 years ago that we had Republicans screaming that the Democrats were the party of the billionaires. Everybody remember that?
Yeah.
You know, we were the Wall Street party. We were the party that helped all the deals. I never understood it then. Still don't understand it now.
Yeah.
But that was the rights argument.
Yeah.
Okay, we're the party of billionaires. Now you've got a president that's got 9 billionaires in his cabinet that has cratered and bent the knee to every billionaire out there.
Yeah.
has manipulated the stock market in a way to actually only help billionaires. Okay. Has deregulated several things in our laws that would only help billionaires.
Wow.
Okay. These are the things we're talking about. So I don't really want to hear that the Democrats are the party of billionaires. I mean, I think the Republican Party has proven that the only thing they care about is billionaires.
Facts.
And for everybody down there,
and lawlessness.
And lawlessness. Oh, and lawlessness on the behest of billionaires. Okay. This is the thing, people. Y'all sit down here and you cry all the time about, MAGA cries all the time about, oh no, he's going to do a good job. He's going to get it all taken care of later. No. The only thing that he is going to accomplish at the rate that he is going right now is to make billionaires richer and take rights away from American people along the way. That's it.
Yeah. Including MAGAs. They don't think that their rights are going to be taken.
Right.
They don't think that they'll be harmed by any of the things Donald Trump is doing.
No.
And to me, it's the best movie to watch right now in America is watching MAGA get to the find out stage, right, with their dear leader, so to speak.
Oh, who let Magala in? But anyway.
Magala, you might want to zip it, Magala, because you've been behaving pretty badly from what I've seen. So I'd watch it. And I gotta be nice though, but you might want to just watch out, because people don't want to deal with people who are obsessed with Donald Trump like that, and that's all I can say about that. But
right. I mean, everybody keep this in mind. Our economy is going down every day. We now have the economists, Nobel Prize winning economists, as well as several colleges predicting a recession, and because of job growth and everything. If you don't know how that works, go read up. I suggest you do.
Yeah.
And these are the things that are looking forward to us. And what I'm seeing is 08 being recreated all over again by a president that's going to do it in a year instead of 8.
Thank you. Yeah. And they know that this is not good when they hear this kind of news, and so we'll continue to hold their feet to the fire, Brother Val, but
thank y'all.
Big Zeus has to get up out of here.
Oh, yeah, you have a good day,
W Val. Oh my God, no lies detected. Oh my goodness. Wow, oh wow, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, oh wow. You see what an incredible show, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. I gotta check in with my good friend Jim. Hello, Jim. How are you, beautiful Jim? Nice to see you. Welcome.
Good morning. Am I on the screen?
I can see you. Yeah, I can see you.
That's so weird. I can still see Val's picture with my name.
Oh, really?
I took a screenshot.
No, I take your word.
I wanted to come up and say good morning, and I wanted to address the press conference about the food costs that happened in the White House Oval Office. For those of you who support Trump, I would really, really encourage you to go watch that press conference, because if you didn't watch it, the math matters. Trump is sitting at the desk and he looks over at Miss Brooke and he tells the reporters in the room that milk is down 44%. All the while, Brooke is holding up a chart that she has worked tirelessly to put together to encourage the American people into believing that food costs are down when we are the ones spending our tax dollars and our money on food products. And her chart says 0.5% down.
Wow.
So less than 0.5% down. So the fact that your president literally sat there and tried to gaslight the American people and believing that milk was down 44%. Let's do basic math. If a gallon of milk was $4, $3.90 to $4 in 2024, in the last year of the Biden-Harris administration, and it was down 44%, how much would a gallon of milk be right now?
You know what? I'd say a little over $2 if I could.
Correct.
A little over $2.
Correct.
And that has to be what it's costing today, right?
Correct. No, it's not. It's actually up to about $3.95 a gallon in most places. And so this is the interesting thing about this administration and those who continue to support it.
Yeah.
I'm bewildered befuddled, bemused even by the fact that you literally have a man sitting in the Oval Office lying to your faces. Yeah, in California, it's over $5.
Wow.
And because we pay additional stuff for agriculture here, which we don't mind doing, Zeus, those of us who live in California, we pay the majority of the cost because we don't compete with other states.
Yeah.
We compete with countries. You're welcome. For all of you living in red states, you're welcome because it's our generosity, our agriculture, our hard work, our tech, our industry that has literally helped provide for red states for decades upon decades upon decades.
Facts.
You're welcome
from
California. So I just want to make it clear, we do not compete with other states. We compete with countries with the 5th largest economy in the world.
Yeah.
So you can keep knocking California until the cows come home.
All they're doing is embarrassing themselves every time they talk, sort of like MAGA Queen in the audience. She keeps asking, why is California in debt? MAGA Queen, don't you have a smartphone? You should already know the answers. Fourth largest economy, MAGA Queen. How come you don't know that?
Well, here's the interesting part. Why do they always talk about California being in debt, but they're not talking about the $40 trillion that the United States is in debt under this administration? Not one state, the entire country has literally risen in debt under 1 year of the Trump administration, an additional $4 trillion with a T. See, this is what bewilders me to the nth degree with MAGA supporters. You're worried about what my state's doing while my state's doing just fine. And then you go around talking about California this and California that. If you have a problem with California, you should have a larger problem with the administration at the helm who is committing crimes against the American people, who is literally corrupting the entire economic system, who is literally putting us at risk for a war, who is literally attacking NATO, who is literally giving our money. Now make sure you hear my words because I'm not saying my money. I'm saying our money as American citizens to Venezuela, to Colombia, to Argentina, to all of his cronies that he wants to try and do a quid pro quo, which, by the way, he was impeached for previously. The fact that you are not standing up and talking against the Republicans in office when they're not protecting you, their constituents. I didn't vote for a Republican, but I assure you, I'm up in arms that you in red states are poorer than ever, and you're attacking California and not the people sitting in the White House or in the halls of Congress voting against you, the American citizen. I'm sorry. Remind me again, what happened to America first? Oh, it's America last while he doles out your tax dollars. Let me also remind you that every single one of the federal workers that he unemployed, you're still paying the same taxes. He didn't save you any money, Sweet Pea. You are still paying the same amount of taxes. And while he dives deeper into our treasury, our money, and takes away any type of infrastructure repair, any type of emergency care, any type of support for your red states that are being hit by storms and floods and hurricanes.
Go ahead.
Please miss me with what's California doing.
Thank you.
You better worry about your own house before you try to clean mine.
Yeah. You hear that, MAGA Queen? WGM, ladies and gentlemen. WGM. L's for MAGA Queen. She doesn't know anything. It's just amazing to me that these people have so much hate in their heart for a state that doesn't really even think about them. You've never been to California, MAGA Queen. Let's just be honest. You probably have never left the trailer park, If I were to roll the dice, Jim, do you think MAGA Queen has left her trailer park, perhaps? I don't know her.
You know that thing is up on blocks.
Hey! It's not bad when it's the truth, all right? If you're just saying the truth, then you can't accuse us of picking on innocent people, okay? So, MAGA Queen, zip it, all right?
Here's another thing. Look at how conservative Democrat keeps spamming your comment section saying California's turning red. I want to make sure that basic math is noted since we're doing grades today. Conservative Democrat has failed. I want to remind people with a resounding vote the California people voted. Now, you ready? Because this is basic math. 64.4% voted to support Prop 50 because our governor didn't decide for us. He gave the vote to the people to determine how we wanted to combat the criminality and corruption that is in Texas, Missouri, Oklahoma, Ohio. For those of you who don't remember, the people of Ohio voted and had certain laws that were supposed to be implemented, and it was the Republican Party that took the voice and the vote of those people away. So make sure basic math works for you, conservative Democrat. You can't change what's happening in California, let alone what's happening in this country, when you continue to lie to yourself as you stand in the mirror thinking that you know what's happening in California. You don't.
You don't.
Governor Gavin Newsom has not only done the job, he's doing it for all, because he's the one out there voicing what we should be doing, which is standing up for the country, supporting the American people, not some of the people, all of the people to have access to clean water and fresh air and land and agriculture and fresh fruits and vegetables. But you guys want to support an administration telling you you're less than, that you're less than, that you deserve the high sodium processed foods and the dyes. He wants you to believe that. So you keep believing that, and you keep telling yourself whatever makes you feel good at night that you support a corrupt administration that's put us into the largest debt we've ever seen in our lives, and it's literally putting us on the brink of not only a world war, but potentially a CW. Make sure you remember that you heard it here first in the kingdom. Deuces.
All right. W. Jim, ladies and gentlemen. No lies detected. Oh my gosh, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, it's not that difficult to get in the box and tell the truth and shame the devil, all right? MAGA queen, conservative Democrat. Y'all don't have, and making waves, y'all don't have to get in here and lie. We get it. All right. Something's really wrong with you. You don't love yourself, but you don't need to come in here and start spreading that hatred that you got in your hearts. All right. Because we all see right through what's happening. And we know that it's all a big lie. You're all in a cult. Good morning, Q Dog. Welcome, bro.
What's going on, dude?
Not much.
All right. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. I see these little roaches in here following you around, just like it's a raid-free room.
Yeah.
I really thought MAGA Queen was in a nursing home somewhere. Megatron, go get your voice box fixed before you get back up into a box. Well, I swear to God, oh my God, you are a comedy on wheels.
No,
just stop.
MAGA Queen, she doesn't sound like that, Q Dog. She doesn't sound like that, all right? But she must have said something to you, obviously, to make you say that, because you normally are so nice to her. You're so nice to her.
You know what? I will always say, if the guy that does the Megatron voice on Transformers, I'm gonna put your name at the top of the list for a voiceover. I promise you.
Lord have mercy.
I'm gonna make you some money, so you.
Y'all don't clap for that. Don't clap for that, y'all out there. Come on, Q-Dog. You gotta be nice to these demons.
I'm gonna help her out. I'm gonna help her out so she can get those paneled walls replaced with real walls.
You don't have anything nice to say about MAGA Queen Q-Dog? Come on now. I mean, they're clapping for you.
You don't have nothing nice to say about us, so why should we have anything nice to say about her?
That's so sad.
You feel me?
Sad. Yeah, it is. It is, because she's a Christian, and she tries to say that she's a good person, but when you said what you said, and I had to think about some of the things that I've seen her say about you and me, then you have to wonder, how do you deal with people like that? I guess that's the question we have to ask ourselves. It's so sad. It's so sad that we're in a country like this.
It just amazes me, bro. Like, this is your third account.
Yeah.
And the people that respectfully follow you.
Yeah.
It took them a minute to try to find this account.
Oh, really? Really? Okay. That's it.
If you don't like Zeus or what he says, conservative Democrat, cross-dresser, MAGA Queen, Tiny Tank Top Tim, The list goes on and on. DJ, why is it that y'all take so much energy to try to find him?
Mm-hmm.
Answer, riddle me that. Just come up here. One of y'all come up here. Matter of fact, MAGA Queen, since we ain't seen you in a while, heard that raspy voice of yours, come up here and grace us with that, like you got one of them things on your throat.
Lord have mercy.
Like you got a hole in your throat. Come up here and grace us.
I think you've hurt her feelings. And
I want her to really come up here and just tell us why you put so much energy to try to find a man that you don't like.
Maybe
and you don't agree with what he said.
Maybe she can just type it in the comment section, all right? Because I've been nice on today's show, and again, and believe it or not, it took me to be this way for them not to report me, because all I had to do was turn the temperature up a little bit more, and they had to
and you know I'm here for it, bro. Yeah. Because the thing is, some things that you can't say, I will gladly say for you, because the situation at hand is everybody knows what's going on in this world. Yeah. But I think y'all just want that little 2-second minute of fame.
Yeah.
Just to have your voices heard so you can be relevant.
Yeah.
Because nobody else is listening to you. Not even I ain't even gonna hold you. Not even MAGA is listening to you. Mm-hmm. They don't come to your page. We see that from the people that follow you.
Yeah.
Nobody pays attention to you.
Yeah.
Alter ego can't. I can't listen to crying and I'm out here. We don't care. You still sitting on 48 followers 3 years later.
Oh.
Nobody cares about you.
Wow, Q-Dog.
We don't care if you come or go. But if you in here, you got something to say, come on up here. We'll give you your little 2 seconds of fame. Because that's what you're really looking for anyway. You need validation for yourself.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
There you go. There you go. Well, listen, brother, I appreciate you coming up here and putting it down and laying it down like that on these MAGA demons. I hope they've learned their lesson, but I got to get up out of here. All right, ladies and gentlemen?
No doubt, bro. No doubt.
I'm not following this account. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, follow.
I got you. Oops. I got you though, bro. Don't worry about it. Okay. Hold on. Somebody said something. Conservative Democrat. You said that we don't like opposition.
How you doing, Zeus?
Yeah, I don't. What do you mean? I don't like arguing with people that don't tell the truth. But opposition is nothing to us. You see what we do.
Okay, you're saying nothing again.
Yeah,
that's a problem.
Yeah. So, what did you want to say that you think we need to at least address before I get up out of here?
About being full of shit.
What do you mean by that?
Silence, you MAGA demon.
It never ceases to amaze me. These folks, these are some sick people out there. I mean, like Q-Dog said, they wake up every day to do that. You got a couple of seconds to talk to Big Zeus. You've been get him up here. Your FOS. Wow, that's very expansive on the mind right there. I haven't heard anything that profound in decades. You waited all this time for those words to Big Zeus. I mean, it's a total letdown. It really is. It really is a total letdown at a level I've never seen before. I would rather watch paint dry. I would rather watch paint dry. Oh, he choked. Story of his life. I'd rather watch paint dry than to at least try to listen to stuff like that. It does nothing to help you become a better person. And always it's projection. It's projection. What he did, ladies and gentlemen, is just what I've been saying. Every MAGA accusation is truly a MAGA confession. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get up out of here. You all deserve a huge round of applause. Okay, yeah, it's been a busy morning, all right, but we got out of here, all right? I want to give a special thank you to all the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and the list. You know, you've been rocking with me, all right? And we're getting it done day by day, all right? Thank you for coming to one of the most entertaining, engaging, and very educational shows on the app, all right? Seriously, but on that note, I got to give one last round of booze and shaming. You know exactly who this goes out to. It goes out to every single one of the Zeus haters out there, and they know exactly who they are. They get out here and they report Big Zeus. I was mild-mannered today, and I like that, but you know what? It's not really the way I really would do it, but we'll see how it works out. But you're Zeus haters. You show up every day, spewing nothing but evil, hatred, vile content. You say bad things about us, but and you know it's all a lie, but then you turn around and praise the man that's actually doing those very things. Ladies and gentlemen, these folks are sick, and they're the worst of the worst. Join me in sending them one more time straight to hell.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, we're out of here.
Yeah. Gotta wake the chain up. Give Judge some power.
What a show!
Pull some strings. Came from the trenches, now we ballin' out the target. There's no energy, presidential rock the ops. Drip too saucy, got the fit, hitting real different. 1600 on the ground, no skis. I'm the guy for sharper than blade. All tax, Yankees, clown, all shade. Bustin' moves, no move, got the game in a choke. You the doubt, now my legacy hitting disrespect. From the day PDC, I keep
look at that, looks like the lyrics are there now. You can go see the lyrics. There you go. Scorpio. Thank you all, seriously. We'll get it straight down.
Make your history right here.
What about Biden?
But they cannot touch the ground. Culture on the overall was trapping in the zone. Past the hate.
Y'all get out there.
On the gas. I'm bulletproof. Yeah, my all
good work.
with the last. Soft with the pump. Moving just
all you can to spread awareness. Let's go, ladies and gentlemen.
Level up, we taking over the spot. Drip too clean, get it hot. We ain't gon' never stop. No copy lives.
You're trying to get me to get taken down. I didn't entertain back in the day.
We found it. Posted in the Capitol. Moving like I own the block. Risk game, presidential proclamation.
Let's go.
Celestial, shining brighter than the star. Calling shots.
Yes. The lyrics are now there. You should be able to see them. You've been asking me. Zeus, what are you saying when you say what you say?
All the pressure, 1600. I'm the one flexing. I'm the new successor. Phantom legacy.
WRS.
The new crown. Soul in the White House. DC is the toy. Woke up in the mansion. Views from the East Wing. Prime presidential, residential. Got the poles and the bomb. No cap. I'm the vibe. Turn the calm in the storm. Got the glow.
It's called Rizzler Energy. It's on 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Album.
Unbreakable, Scooby-Doo through the storm, legacy unshakable. Ain't no you have, I can see you in my grip.
Hey, cold as the day.
Bustin' off the charts, got the game in the trance. Drip to radio, make you wanna dance. Level up, we take it over the spot. Drip too clean, get it poppin'.
I might do it.
Never stop,
I might
no
need to go over
cap
there.
move,
Never know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of here. Take care. Have a great rest of your morning.